Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding updates. We are 1 day out, guys, 1 day out of the Pittsburgh Pro. It's gonna be a huge show, a huge guest posing as well. So at 1 day out, we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding updates, and the first thing we got is something from Krizo, or Michael Krizo. I think I'm gonna have to switch to Krizo because that's how you guys call him, even though his name is pronounced Krizo. Anyways, he posted a front double bicep, and this one is not special in any way. We saw his front double at the New York Pro. It was spot on. It was perfect. I don't think he needed to improve 1%. Right? I think it was perfect. He was peaked so well. He was dry. He was shredded. Yeah, sure, maybe he could learn to suck his obliques a little bit, but still, that front double looked amazing. However, what we got today and what is interesting is his abs and thighs shot. And this one was terrible on Krizo this past weekend at the New York Pro. It was so bad, and it was basically one of the biggest reasons why he lost the show, guys. Like he lost that show by 1 point. It was a split decision, and he really lost that one pose. Like Tonio destroyed him in the abs and thighs. So if he shows up at Pittsburgh with his posing improved by, let's say, 30%, I mean, I know that's probably completely unrealistic for that big of a change to happen within 1 week. If he wasn't able to improve his posing throughout this entire prep that much, how much can he improve it in 1 week? But just imagine he does that. Because I believe very firmly, I can tell you guys, he lost the New York Pro because of his posing, not because he had a weaker, worse physique. Right? Would you agree with me on that? I think that's pretty obvious. So if he learned how to present his body better, he could beat Tonio. And when I say beat Tonio, that potentially means win the Pittsburgh Pro. And yeah, of course, he would have to go through Brandon Curry, but as far as beating Tonio Burton, I think that is definitely possible if he learns how to hit some of the poses correct. And right here in this abs and thighs, he's doing a much better job, man. Much better job. Right? The obliques are not popping out as much. And yeah, the angle is a bit different. It's taken from above, so it's going to make his waist look smaller, but still, I think he did it so much better. Now, is he going to go back to his muscle memory on that stage and do it his usual way? Or is he going to remember? I mean, honestly, guys, when you're on that stage, you only have one job, literally, and that's to pose. To do the poses the best way possible. So if he can't remember that one thing, then I don't know what to say. So hopefully he actually implements these changes and remembers what Steve Weinberger told him, has practiced enough throughout this 1 week between these two shows, and comes in improved in terms of posing. If he does that, man, anything is possible. However, if he doesn't, I feel like the show is probably going to be between Tonio Burton and Brandon Curry. And Krizo is going to be fighting against Rafa Brando, right? Because he was fourth at the New York Pro, and I thought he wasn't good. I thought he was significantly off. I saw some other guys potentially beating him who placed below him. But now I'm looking at this video, and honestly, it seems like he is coming better. Now, how much better? We'll see about that. You know, if he goes for crazy fullness, and apparently his new coach now, some Marcelo guy, on that podcast I did with Justin Jacoby, Justin told me that it's one of his friends, some Marcelo guy that is coaching Rafa right now, and that they went for better conditioning for the New York, and now they're probably going to go with more fullness. And do I think that's going to be a smart decision? I think at this point, probably, yeah, man, probably, because I know that look that Rafa brought to the 2023 Arnold Classic, that was a full look, man. That was a really full look. He wasn't ultra crispy, but he was big and full, and it worked really well. So if the New York was him trying to go for dryness, conditioning, and he didn't look that good. Like his glutes weren't they weren't hard, they weren't tight. Overall, he had wrinkles, and like it looked like he was fat in that stage. Maybe that was because he was flat. And if he goes for fullness for this show, he might actually just be tight enough and bigger as well. And I think that's potentially what they're doing, because honestly, he does look bigger. He looks bigger here, fuller, and also harder at the same time because he is fuller. So I think that's exactly what their approach is, and I think it's going to be a very, very good idea. Do I see Rafa beating Krizo, potentially? Krizo? No, I don't think I can see that. I think Krizo is that dominant right now, but Rafa is looking very good. We'll see how good he actually is once he steps on that stage. But this looks promising. Rafa is a top 10 Olympian and top 3 at the Arnold Classic, and that didn't happen for no reason. He has that physique. This is not him at his best, right? He had a stomach flu, and he wasn't able to do a proper off-season, so he could have been bigger, but still, this is at least 90% of him, and that's still very, very good. Now, another thing we got from Rafa is this post that was made by this Instagram page, Who is the Best Bodybuilder? Apparently, Rafael Brandao made this statement for some Brazilian media, and he said the preparation was not good, right? I never went against Neil's word when doing Arnold Classic Ohio. And Rafa pretty much confirmed it. He says prep was bad, not because of Neil, just to make it clear, body wasn't clicking to the point where it needed to be. So basically, he didn't call out Neil Hill, but he did say that the prep was just bad, and he did listen to Neil, what he said, and eventually, after the Arnold Classic, they parted ways. Now, guys, I was pretty sure that at some point, Suki from the Beyond the Stage TV, I think on Fua's channel, he said once that these guys parted ways before the Arnold Classic because Rafa wanted to prep for the Arnold and Neil wasn't up for it, and they parted ways. But that was not the case. Neil prepped Rafa for the Arnold Classic, and that's the truth. I made a mistake, I guess. If you guys remember that post or Suki saying that, or tell me down below where I'm tripping, I'm not sure. But apparently, Neil Hill was still prepping Rafa for the Arnold Classic, and you guys know what Rafa looked like. But yes, you got to remember that this was not a good year for Rafa. We all thought he quit competing, literally, how bad his health was. But he came back, he competed, and of course, you cannot expect him to be at his all-time best. But he's improving now from show to show, and potentially the Pittsburgh Pro, he's going to be pretty good, pretty on, to the point where he might even beat Krizo, if Krizo doesn't change his posing, perfect his posing. I mean, even with his posing staying the same it was at the New York Pro, I think Rafa needs to improve a lot to beat Krizo, because Krizo is extremely good these days. Like, he's huge, he's shredded, he's peeled. It's only these couple of shots that are hurting him. So we'll see what's going to happen. Now, as far as the prediction for the Pittsburgh Pro, we got a huge list here, man. Like, I highlighted the most notable guys like Blessing, Rafael, Tonio Burton, Brandon Curry, Sasi Herati, Michael Krizo, and Patrick Moore. Now, who would I have in my top 5 right here? For 5th, I would go with Sasi Herati. For 4th, let's say Rafael Brandao, because it seems like he's improving. Let's say he's going to be 4th. In 3rd, I'll go with Krizo, sure. And then 1 and 2, it's going to be between Tonio Burton and Brandon Curry. If Tonio beats Brandon, it's going to be a huge thing for him. The front runner of this show is Brandon Curry. Unfortunately, there are no photos, no updates from him currently. But he looked pretty freaking good next to Andrew Jack at the Arnold UK. And he's extremely consistent, man. He's always on lately. I mean, always, really. Do you guys remember an example of Brandon being off? He's never off. And he's definitely way bigger than Tonio. I mean, Tonio, right now, his weight is 227 on stage. And Brandon, I'm guessing he's at least 250. So Brandon is definitely much bigger bodybuilder. I think he destroys Tonio in the side shots and probably in the most muscular as well. I can see him beating him in the front double. Really, the only poses that Tonio can beat Brandon in would be the back poses and maybe absent eyes because Tonio has pretty good sweeps on his legs. But no. I think Brandon is probably still too big and still too good. So, yeah, now after thinking a little bit more about this, I just can't go against that. I feel like Brandon is going to win the Pittsburgh Pro and beat Tonio Burton and Michael Krizo and Rafael Brando. What do you guys think about that? After all that happened with Kamal El-Gargni and Andrew Jack, basically Kamal calling out Andrew Jack for being cheap, for not paying his bills, for insulting Kamal by paying him only $3,000 plus Rolex, plus offering another $5K, while Kamal wanted to either not be paid at all or be paid $50,000 or 5% from from Andrew's earnings from the Arnold. So yeah, you guys know my take on this. I think Kamal, something is wrong with a guy. I don't know where is that coming from. That was just terrible. And also just talking about that on social media, on a podcast, like speak to him like a man. Don't talk about this online. Like that was so bad for both of these guys. It looks terrible for both Andrew and Kamal, but mostly for Kamal. Now Andrew made a post in the meantime, a training post. He didn't comment on Kamal at all. In the caption here, he says, 4th training day. She said, nice and slow. I said, yes, sir. Nothing, yes, sir. Nothing crazy, good rest, lots of travels and cruising to tidal waves until we start. So he's talking about training here, and I guess he's referring to his, I don't know, girlfriend saying something. He's not talking about what Kamal told him. He's not addressing this issue at all. People are commenting in the comment section, telling him to pay the bills and asking this and that. Of course, Andrew is not commenting on this. I feel like he probably might make a statement at some point, but so far nothing. And he just got to Pittsburgh. He's going to be guest posing tomorrow. Will we see something freaky from Andrew? Probably not as freaky as we might imagine he's going to be, because he's been traveling a lot, man. Since the Mr. Olympia, since the Arnold Classic, actually, he's been on a trip the whole time. He wasn't really trying to grow, trying to progress, and he won't be as conditioned as he was when he competed. I'm assuming he could be completely off or on TRT or on like a cruise dose for this during this period. So I don't expect anything crazy from Andrew, the Pittsburgh Pro, but he's gonna be there and he's gonna stand next to Samson Dauda. And as far as Samson Dauda, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see something really impressive, because Samson Dauda, man, this off-season for him was an insane off-season, getting all the way up to 350 and then dieting down a little bit. So right now, I think he's gonna be as bigger than he ever was, and also in decent guest posing conditions. So I think Samson is going to send a message, and I think that's exactly what he wants. Standing next to guys like Derek Lunsford or even Andrew Jack, who's probably off for a while, who took some time to rest after the shows. I think Samson is going to blow away all these guys. Now, of course, Derek Lunsford trained like a maniac in the meantime, made almost 0 posts, basically was not active anywhere. As the Mr. Olympia, he's not doing any promotional work, but he's in the gym training, improving, so we can expect to see a better, bigger version of Derek at the Pittsburgh Pro, and he always brings condition for his guest posings, so it's gonna be a good Derek, but I think Samson is going to steal that show, steal that guest posing. Honestly, guys, I'm not even sure. Am I more excited about the show itself or about the guest posing? Because seeing Samson, Andrew, Derek, and those guys on that stage, and the judges are probably going to call the shots. It's going to be almost like a show. I'm really excited to see that, to see Samson, how big he got compared to these guys. But it's going to be a great show anyway, not just guest posing, of course. Oh, yeah, and we also got this information right here. You guys may have heard that Hadi Choopan is in a hospital and very, very sick, and that he won't be able to prep and compete for the Mr. Olympia. However, Beyond the Stage TV here is confirming that I talked to Hadi's team and they told him that he is well, that this is just an AI photo, it's not real, his health is great, he has no heart issues or any kind of other issues, everything is false, and he's gonna be preparing and competing at a Mr. Olympia. Somebody talked to Beyond the Stage TV and they told them that Hadi is fine, he's healthy, and all of this is just fake news. I don't know personally what to believe. If he actually was sick, he could be just saying this because he's planning on recovering and still competing, but yeah, maybe it's just rumors and fake news, AI generated photos. I have no idea, guys. But this is what we got right here, and that's all we got for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Tell me down below in the comment section your top 5 for the Pittsburgh Pro, and also tell me who do you think is going to win that guest posing? Samson Dauda, Andrew Jack, or Derek Lunsford, or somebody else? Down below in the comment section, guys. See you soon. Subscribe to the channel. All the best, and bye-bye.